now that Obama's the leader, not the leader, but I should say the nominee for the Democrats, how's he going to do against John McCain? Well, there's a new USA Today Gallup poll out, and a month ago, Obama was trailing McCain ever so slight, 48 to 47, but he was trailing. You could call that a statistical tie, but now he's leading. He's gone up to 49-44. It's a 5-point lead, and among registered voters, it's 47-44. That's still really close, and some would even call that a statistical tie, because it's within the margin of error of that poll. Now, having said that, I told you this a month ago when that poll came out showing McCain leading Obama. I'll say it again today. This is as good as it gets for John McCain. It's not going to get any better. Because, look, a couple of things are going to happen. One, the media is finally going to turn its attention to John McCain. And I know we've discussed a lot on the show that, yeah, they favor him and he does the barbecues for them and gives them the milk and the cookies, and they have held his hand for so long. But there is the weight of too much time that is going to lead to, like, almost out of boredom, the media has to cover McCain and scrutinize his record. Plus, I feel the tide is turning. Look, I call it straight up for you every time. And if the press has been biased in favor of McCain in the past, and I think they have, over the last month or so, over the last 6 weeks, almost 2 months or so, I've seen the press changing and pressing him on issues that they didn't used to press him on: campaign finance, his lobbying ties, his inconsistencies on Iraq, and repeating those over and over, the 100 years, etc., although they've been lukewarm on the 100 years comment. And I don't see it getting better for McCain. I just don't. Now, I remember when, after the 2004 election, Bush's popularity took a significant dip at some point, right? 2004, 2005, basically. And that's when I watched Meet the Press, and they talked about, there's this talk about a rebound. This is when Bush is going to rebound, and his numbers are going to go back up because of all this stuff he's doing. And I wrote an article for Huffington Post back then. And I said, there's not going to be any rebound. There's not going to be any what they were calling the narrative of comeback for George Bush. I said, because one, he's not capable of a comeback. He just doesn't have it in him. So I went out on a limb there, back you might say now, like, how much of a limb was it to say that Bush isn't going to rebound? But at the time, everybody thought he was, because that's the narrative that they thought. These things go in cycles. And I said he is never going to hit 50% again, and likely will dip under 40% and never recover. And that's exactly what happened to Bush. Some might say, well, that was easy to predict. Well, I'll tell you right now. I'm telling you ahead of time. People right now are saying, no, it's going to be a really close race between John McCain and Barack Obama, and it's going to go up and down, and now Obama might have a slight lead, and that's just because he clinched. But I'll tell you what, then McCain is going to come back, and he's going to have the lead. And no, he's not. He's not going to come back, and he's not going to have the lead. Obama's just going to pull away from here on out. And it's not because I love Obama or I think Obama's right that I'm telling you that. Because I see the underlying problems that John McCain has. Every time he says something, a poll shows that 70% of Americans disagree. He says, let's stay in Iraq for at least 4 more years, at least 5 more years, and probably 100 more years. And the American population, they do a poll, they're like, no, don't do that. They're like 70%, sometimes 80%, depending on how you ask the question, saying they don't agree with that policy. And then he says, let's not talk with foreign leaders we don't like. They do a poll, we shared it with you yesterday, 67% of Americans say, no, that's a terrible idea, including half of Republicans, saying talk to the folks. The GI bill, the global warming bill that he backpedaled on, the immigration stance that he backpedaled on, his complete 100% pro-life, hardcore conservative position, all these are going to come back to bite him. I don't see any help for him. And the reason for this is because he ran so far to the right in order to win in the primaries that in the general election he doesn't stand a chance. I really think unless there's a world-changing event, Obama's going to wallop him, and there isn't going to be any up and downs. There's just going to be McCain going down steadily and Obama going up steadily. So here it is. We now know today that Obama's the nominee, and of course McCain's the nominee for the Republicans. We'll see if I'm right. Going forward, let's see what happens.